Well, hello and welcome to Shane's Hobby Shop. That's right. This is actually the hobby shop, but yet we're going to be doing a live show tonight. I got two guests here that are very nice people and they are very knowledgeable. Well, I did one of these little deals here. Hold on a sec. I forgot to do. Ah, sorry about that. I forgot to mute the actual chat room there. All right. Let me get back to this. I do got two guests here tonight that are very knowledgeable on how you can grow your YouTube channel, and they got a bunch of subscribers under their belt. They even got multiple channels. That's right, you can have more than one channel. So we're going to be talking to them tonight. We're going to see how they actually grew their channel and what we can do as new YouTubers to actually grow your own channel so you can get those 4,000 subscribers and that, well, I'm sorry, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of views that YouTube is needing right now. Yes, I know we're doing a lot of the sub for sub kind of deal right now. And honestly, all that's going to do is help you get your 1,000 subscribers, but you still need those views. And if you subbing somebody that you really don't like what they're doing on the channel, then how's that going to get the view up? That's not going to happen. So we're going to show you an easier way to get those. Well, I'm not even going to say easier, but it's going to be harder. But we're going to show you another way to get those views and get those subscribers that you really need. All right, so stay tuned, and we got a lot of information we want to give out tonight. So go ahead and subscribe to each and every one of the panel members up here tonight. We're going to tell you who we are and subscribe our channels and watch us, and yeah, let's do it. But starting off with myself, I am Shane Cole. I got the YouTube channel, it's Shane's Hobby Shop. What I mainly do is a lot of woodworking, but here lately I've been doing some reviews on some products that have been sending to me. So yeah, I kind of basically do a little bit in and out of things. So I got my YouTube channel, I got a Facebook and Instagram, and that's another thing. When you're making your videos, look at the bottom of your window. It's going to say share to. You got that Facebook page. You got your Instagram. You got a bunch of different icons underneath there. Get a login for each one of those and share it on all of those platforms. The more you share, the more views you can get out that way. That's going to help you out a lot. Because you're just going to share on one or two pages on Facebook, may not get that many views, but you share on different platforms, you get a lot more that way. So that is one way that we can get more views. But let's go down and we'll see who else we got here and get some of their knowledge. So my first guest is a good guy. He's been around forever. He got 10 billion subscribers, seems like. But he's also a very funny guy. I really like the guy. I like his wife, like his little daughter. Drew, take it from here.
Well, Shane, thanks for having me on this. It's a pleasure. I am Drew Short. I am the operator of Rockin' H Woodshop, which actually just turned full time as of today. So I've been doing YouTube for the past 5 years. I think I started 6 years. 6 years, I believe now. Started my 5th season here pretty recently. Had to take a small little hiatus because my job has just been kind of been really hectic. But like I said, I officially left that job as of today. I mainly do woodworking, and I'm starting to try and get into some metalworking. My brother is responsible for getting me on that little bug. Right now, my shop is a 2-car garage. I've been operating out of that since 2011, something like that, or 2008. Yeah, 2008 is when I moved in this house. So it's real easy to outgrow a 2-car garage, I found too. But yeah, I started my YouTube channel, I believe, in 2013, and I remember slowly building subscribers, and was just basically doing anything that I could get my hands on. I kind of redid my garage, took all the popcorn off the ceiling, put epoxy flooring down. I mean, I was making it a dedicated shop, and I was just kind of taking the video along the way, and didn't have real good audio mics, nothing like that. I kind of acquired that stuff as I went. Didn't have a high dollar camera either. But I was just kind of catering to the things that I know I needed to get done in that shop. And I thought people would like to see how they could start their shop from ground zero. I started growing subscriber counts to about 400 maybe in the first maybe 5 or 6 months. And over that course of time, I had been building up my tools and actually making cabinetry around those tools. And by the time I got done with my table saw cabinet, the huge table saw cabinet, is when my channel really took off, because then it got shared amongst 3 different YouTube people that were actually fairly big. Steve Ramsey at that time shared it. John Haas shared it. And those 2 were, right up there, neck and neck. And then Jay Bates, who was starting to take off around that time, also shared it. And it was on their websites. It was on their newsletters. And I think I even had some shares from Steve Ramsey's secondary YouTube channel. And my subscriber counts just took off after that. And I think I went up to around 12,000 subscribers in 48 hours. It was crazy. And I almost thought that was like right place, right time kind of thing. But if I hadn't made something that caters to my audience, which was woodworking and building up a shop, not necessarily making just any mundane project. I mean, it was something that nobody, or at that time, not many people were doing, was turning a small contractor saw into a huge cabinet saw with tons of surface area. And whenever I got it done, Steve had been following me since day one, and he just couldn't believe it and shared it around. So it was really cool to have that shared, and it really made my channel take off. Sorry. So I think catering to the audience of exactly what you are, what you're actually there for. I mean, if your passion is woodworking, then start catering to that, and shop projects like that really make a channel take off.
Yeah, totally agree about that. Yeah, I was actually watching a bunch of your videos here just a couple days ago. But yeah, when you were doing those garage cabinets that you got in there, that is really nice. I really enjoyed that. I'm just kind of sad that if you happen to sell your house, you're selling those cabinets too. But they do not come out, do they?
No, they're fixed. But the only thing I am going to leave are those cabinets on that back wall. Everything else is coming with me, even that clamp cabinet I made.
Oh, good. Yeah. I think the very first video of yours I saw was your pocket hole little jig kit there. You pulled off the drawers and all that. And
yep.
Yeah, I think that was the first one I saw of yours, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that one actually has had quite a bit of views, roughly around 120,000.
Yeah.
And it like I said, it was something that I had seen ideas or inspiration from throughout the internet, but I never saw with pull-out drawers. I just saw the little lift lids, and I had a feeling that was going to be very troublesome with, your project on top, locked into your jig. What are you going to do now? You can't get into the cabinet. So I wanted to put those pull-out drawers, but the addition of the dovetail way, the sliding dovetail way to take the jig out was something I never saw before. So that was kind of, I guess, a one-off thing that just kind of hit my little aha moment, and I went ahead and threw it in.
Well, if you had something to tell a new YouTuber just starting out on how he can start out his channel and get his subs and get his views, what would that be?
Well, I guess it depends on where you are in your start. I mean, like me, I started from ground zero. And like I said, I had a feeling people were going to want to see what it's like to actually start a shop from nothing to something. But I mean, if you already have the shop and you're just really wanting to get into video making, I would suggest start small. You don't have to go buy a whole crap load of equipment, expensive stuff. You don't have to go get audio mics. A lot of people start with their cell phones. I mean, they take great video. They take great video. I mean, why not? Yeah, you might have some bad audio in the beginning, but it lets you get the hang of being in front of a camera. And not only that, but the editing process as well. Some people have found that, making videos, it takes a lot of effort and time. Especially when you're making a project, it's easily going to triple your time on making that project because you want to be able to point out every single detail. And but you also need to keep it, to a certain length or a time span that makes people still want to watch the video through the end. That was kind of a trial and error thing, and that's something that you're going to have to judge on your own as to how long you want your videos to be. When I first started, they were anywhere between 12 minutes and 20 minutes. And I always found through my analytics that people were dropping off around 7 minutes. Just because when you look at a YouTube video, it's not going to be full screen on your computer. Now, maybe your phone, but on your computer, you have all these distractions. You have all these suggested videos that are on the side. And it's so easy to get bored and want to click on the next video just to see what that video is about.
Yeah.
So trying to make your videos enticing, I wouldn't say fast, but keep the eye moving. When I make my video, my edits are cut and then maybe a 3 or 4 second shot, then cut, and then 3 or 4 second shot and cut. The angles are always changing, so people don't have to stare at a plain video, just like a monotone video, if you will, for 7 or 8 minutes.
Agreed. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that. All right. Well, our next panel member here is another good friend of mine. He's actually been around longer than I have, but we're pretty close on subscribers. Yeah, he got more than me, but again, he has more than one YouTube channel. Actually, he probably got about 15 or 20 today. He's going to add another 10 tomorrow. But this guy is well worth it. He is very funny. His name is Matt. So, Matt, go ahead. Take it away.
Hello, everyone. I'm Matt Haas from the YouTube channel Awesome Wood Things. Not surprisingly, I make things out of wood that are awesome, mostly 8-bit video games, sci-fi, pop culture, beer, wine, spirits, awesome stuff. But we're going to talk about stuff for any channel, not just a woodworking or a maker channel. And yes, when the announcement came out that YouTube was changing the partner program, I got I'm getting kicked out warning. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I got a month. So I started posting a little more regularly, did a few things that we'll talk about. And now I'm in the partner program still. I made it just under the wire. But I follow YouTube and tech companies just for fun. So I know an awful lot about these companies, how they make decisions. I know a few employees at Google, and I was invited there for a meeting at Google in the Irvine office. It was such a fun pilgrimage to be inside a Google building. Yeah, so I have a lot of insight to share. And I do have many channels. I have a vlog channel where I do crazy stuff for fun, awesome fun things. And I'm launching a new channel, Learn Adobe Now. Although that's probably not even searchable because it's so new and I don't have any content. But anyway, yeah, so to grow a YouTube channel, I see 3 specific areas that you need to focus on. And we'll go around the panel and we'll talk about each one of these 3 things. But the 3 things are the platform items itself. So the thumbnail, the title, the description, the tags, the end card. So we're going to talk about everything you can do on the platform. That's the number 1 grouping of items to grow your channel. 2 would be the content itself, the type of video you're making. And it could be any type of video. We have a whole slew of tips of things you can do to kind of boost that quality and boost that engagement and boost the value you're giving to the people, to your audience. And then 3 is marketing, because if you just dump stuff on YouTube and sit back, it's not going to work. So those are the 3 general categories I think we can go around the table and talk about. So, well, let's talk about the platform items. So you have a YouTube channel, you want to grow it. That's what we're about, growing YouTube channels. What can you do on the platform itself? And I'll throw out a few things and we'll kind of go round robin if that's okay, Shane. So
Yeah, wonderful. You got control of this. It's all on you.
okay, so what I recommend and what is generally accepted as good practice is the thumbnail and the title and the first 10 seconds of your video. Those three things need to be in alignment. And what I mean by that is your thumbnail has to be an accurate description of your content. And the title has to be an accurate description of the content. And when you get into the video, you got 10 seconds, baby. Some say 8 seconds. And you better jump on the topic right away. If you're jumping into a 15-second start screen, probably not a good idea. Probably move that in a little bit. And so if those three things are true, and when I say true, I mean accurate. You know, if your hook is 6 minutes in, you know, that reflects what's in the thumbnail, not good. So yeah, align your thumbnails, your titles, and the actual content right off the bat would be a good way that you can really start upping your game. And that's free. What does that take? That takes nothing. That just takes planning. You know, you don't need software, you don't need gear. So that's one of the many things you can do on the platform itself. Drew or Shane, do you have any other platform type things you should do as a channel owner?
Well, yeah, I kind of I do. Well, not kind of. I do agree with you on that, especially with your thumbnail. Now, I follow another guy who talks a lot about what you can do on YouTube. It's video creators, and he talks about when you're doing your thumbnail. If you notice on my thumbnails on my videos, I got a little red bar on the side of my videos that says Shane's Hobby Shop. It's big, bright, and red. He said that's what grabs people's eyes first when they're searching through videos on YouTube. They see that big red bar, or it could be yellow. I think, Matt, you had a lime green there for a little while on yours. He said that's what stands out. You want to make your thumbnail stand out first in order to draw that eye onto your video.
Now, we're talking about colors. If I could expand on that, Shane, you know,
yeah,
look at the YouTube colors. It's white, it's black, it's red. If your colors are white, black, and red, you are now competing unnecessarily with other eye candy on the page. So
agreed.
Don't use white, black, or red. Well, you know, anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Again, mine is red, and yes, I do agree with that. I'm actually fixing to change a bunch of my stuff around, and so yeah, I'm even changing up my logo. It's the same logo, just kind of tweaked up a little bit. So yeah, even my little red bar is actually going to become purple here soon. But another thing with your titles, don't do clickbait because that is going to get you in so much trouble. Yeah, maybe a clickbait every now and then, that might be fun, but I see people do clickbait on a daily basis, and you're going to lose subscribers when you do that. If you don't know what clickbait is, what that is you title your video, "Oh, you wouldn't believe what I just saw today." You saw a bird. Whoopee. I mean, what's the chance I'm going to come back and see another video on "Can't believe I did this"? Well, you shouldn't have done it. So yeah, get your title, like Matt said, on what you're really doing in your video. Did you watch my videos? I do have about 10, 15 seconds where I talk about what I'm going to be doing on the video. Then I go into my intro. That's where I'm messing up right now. My intro is way too long. I need to shorten that up. So I'm fixing to actually redo my intro to all my videos about, I don't know, 5-7 seconds. That'll be good where people won't just leave your channel and then get into your video. So yeah, I still got some tweaking I got to do on my channels. So yeah, I'm not perfect, but I'm trying. Cool. All right. How about you, Drew?
Yeah, in the beginning, my intro was a big problem for me because I kind of treated my channel like a television show. So, and not just that, but an 80s television show where the intro was like 3 minutes long. But yeah, I kind of live and learned on that. And now I do like a quick, maybe 3 to 4 second intro. And it actually talks about what I'm doing in that intro. Just like my last one with my laminate flooring install. I just said, hey guys, ever thought about installing laminate flooring in your home? Check it out. I'll show you how I did mine. Something like that. And then it goes straight to my logo that only lasts for like 3 seconds, and then the video starts. The way I started treating my videos is, you know, the ads that pop up on just about every video that you pull up on YouTube. How long do they give you before you can actually skip those things?
6 seconds.
Yeah. So you can treat your video, just like Matt said, a 6 second long intro. And that's all you get before people have the option to want to go click something else. So think about it like an ad. How are you going to catch people's attention in that 6 seconds? And how are you going to get your point across about what your video is about in those 6 seconds? And my thumbnails too. I had to change a bunch of my thumbnails around to make them more appealing. Because before I was just taking just stills out of my video and then just putting simple text down, and it wasn't catching the eye. So I started doing some work in Photoshop, some apps on my phone. Like right now I use, was it Pixelator or something like, I think it's Pixelator. And it allows me to do Photoshop type quality on my phone and my iPad. And that's what I use now for all of my thumbnails. And I make sure that they're the color, the contrast, all that stuff is fixed and bright. My logo is right where everybody can see it. And I just try and get a little creative with them. So thumbnails are real important. That's the first thing people see on the right-hand side of the screen. Whenever they're watching one, they're going to look at those thumbnails. It's not a video play-in. It's an actual thumbnail. So yeah, just trying to make them appealing and short and sweet and to the point.
Some other thumbnail tips is if you're taking screen grabs off your video, you don't have to keep it as is. You can punch up the brightness. You can punch up the contrast, really make those colors pop. And then if you're putting text on it, don't go crazy with text all over the place. They're thumbnails. They're the size of your thumbnail. So text needs to be real big and bold and consistent color schemes. Other things with the platform are you taking advantage of everything? Do you have cards? Is your end screen on point? You have to take advantage of all of those items. Also, closed captioning. Raise your hand in the chat room, thumbs up if you add closed captioning to your video. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, well, why do I want to do that? It's a huge benefit. One, YouTube will have more information about your video. YouTube is a data-driven company. They love data. And your stuff will land in other countries sometimes too if you have good closed captioning, because then it's more stable when it auto translates to another language. It's standard. All of my stuff, I go in and I close caption everything. I take the default. It tries to do its best, but it lets you edit it. Well, if you edit it and you do it clean, then your edit becomes the de facto English closed caption, and it does count, and you will get more engagement. And keywords. Are your keywords on point? I mean, there's some assistive tools you can have for free. vidIQ is one of them, and they'll help you pick good keywords, and they'll give you insight as to how potential keywords you haven't chosen yet are going to perform. So, yeah. And the title, a few more things about the title. The main word should be first. Your title might get clipped. So the first part of your title has to be the money words, meaning the words that your video is about. So, maybe put that how-to thing on the end. Don't put that in the front. If how-to is the words you've chosen to use.
That's exactly what I was going to say, is the words DIY and how-to are some of the most used words on YouTube.
Yeah.
And if like you said, if your title gets cut, that's the only thing they're going to see, or some of the most that they're going to see. So yeah, throw those towards the end. It's still going to be part of the title and it's still recognized.
Here's a pro tip. Very obscure, might not matter to some of you, but hashtags, pound symbols in the title turn into hashtags if you push them off into other spaces like Twitter and stuff like that. So if your title is my podcast #2 for episode 2, don't do that, because then you're making a #2 hashtag, which is meaningless. So put EP period to, just take advantage. If you put a # in your title, whatever's touching that # on certain platforms will automatically turn into a free hashtag. So there's something for you to think about. And other things about the platform, if you go into the creator studio, there are free classes. You can take the master classes through YouTube and they break it all down. And seriously, it's all good. Watch every one of those videos. They make them short and they're right to the point, and they'll go over everything. And you should invest the time, and it's absolutely free. You can get right to it from the platform. Take those master classes. They are awesome. So that's the platform stuff that I have. And I don't know if it's just my personality, is when I'm on these social platforms, and YouTube is a social platform too, as well as a place to serve video, I tend to go all in. I tear it apart. I get the nuance. I just love figuring it out and dialing it in. So do you have that mentality? If you don't, get that mentality, because it'll help. All right. Let's talk about the actual content itself. And then we've talked a little bit about that so far. Again, your message has to be reinforced right up front. Okay, we've already said that. But let's talk about some other things in your video. How's your lighting? Are there on-screen elements? Are you changing the scene every 8, 10, 15 seconds? And what I mean is, like, it could just be another angle. Like if you're just talking to the camera, maybe zoom up, or maybe get you this way for a little bit. Every time the scene changes, the brain thinks, oh, I got to pay attention. I have to absorb what's different. It's just an unconscious thing. If you're a talking head for more than, and nothing's happening, everything's still, and it goes on for more than 15 seconds, you might want to tweak that. And again, we're not talking expensive lighting. These are just kind of things you can do for free. Just get some bulbs. Bulbs are cheap. Get the daylight bulbs, throw them around the shop or your studio or whatever it is you're filming. There's I have a few more tips too. So content, the video itself, any tips from the panel on what you can do to kind of take your video to like a consistent next level.
Well, you also got to do something that you're familiar with and that you're comfortable with. So if you want to grab my attention, whether it be doing woodworking, blogging, cooking, or whatever, do something that you enjoy doing, because you ain't going to enjoy doing what you're doing. It's going to sound scripted and it's going to be pretty boring, and you'll lose a lot of viewers that way. So make it fun and enjoy what you're doing, because if you ain't enjoying it, again, neither will we. Drew?
Yeah, I agree. And when it comes to, content's everything in a YouTube video. And if you make it dull and boring, they're not going to want to watch. They're not going to want to come back. You're going to have to treat your viewers like customers, and you want repeat customers. The lighting situation, I had really bad lighting in my shop, and I couldn't put tripod stands in my shop anywhere because I didn't have the real estate. I didn't want them sitting there. I didn't want to move them all over the place. So I did upgrade my lighting in my shop, and I put in all kinds of daylight bulbs. I put like 8 banks in my shop. And by doing that, it made my entire shop look like the sun was in it the whole time. So I didn't have to move any lights anywhere. Light was shining anywhere I needed it to be. So all of my video shots were perfectly clear. If you wanted to step it up to the next level, you can step up your audio. Sometimes audio can be a big problem. So make sure that you can try and take the echo out as much as you can. No matter what you're doing, if you are, this far away, it's going to seem echoey. So if you can get something that can keep a mic on you fairly close, if you prefer to wear those little lavalier mics, you can. Some people use those Rode mics on their cameras. Just keep in mind, the further away you get, the more echoey it's going to sound. I don't know, I've kind of gone blank a little bit on some things, but
audio is so important. And if you are going to go make a hardware purchase, audio is where it's at, because if your video is bad, people can kind of, oh, it's nichey, oh, it's homegrown. Like, your mind can accept poor video. Bad audio, everyone jumps off. And I'm struggling with it. I bought these little things. I mean, I bought this very expensive mic. I'm so fed up with audio. I still haven't figured it out. But
well, I'm just now getting there. I'm getting fed up with my audio right now. But I just use my little phone. It's actually right here, little Samsung Galaxy. This is my camera that I do all of my shooting with. I had a DSLR. It wasn't all that good, and you wouldn't imagine how great these cameras are on this thing. So this is all I'm using. You see the mic. It's terrible. So I'm actually fixing to upgrade and get me a little lapel that can go up here. I think it's on road. I think it is. I'm not too for sure. So I mean, they not cheap, but they're not real expensive either. So yeah, that is going to be a very good investment you can do. And again, on lighting, I actually have a sponsor on my channel right now that has given me a bunch of daylight LED lights for my shop. So that is actually getting very bright in my shop. They just gave me some more just to brighten it up more now. So yeah, lighting is really a necessity, because even right now, you see how I'm kind of bright now, but it's kind of fuzzy because the camera I'm using here is just a webcam. Ain't all that good. But yet I got a what's called photographer's umbrella behind the camera, just kind of put me some light on here. If I turn that off, I would look very bad. Well, I look bad now, but still. So yeah, get you some lighting. You'll be amazed. Go on eBay, go on Amazon. You can get lighting pretty cheap on there. If you don't want to do that, go get you a lamp from the dollar store. Put a light bulb in it. Put them all around you. So yeah, there's different ways you can get around that. You don't have to spend top dollar.
That's really key. And on that, not spending top dollar, you really don't. Editing programs have filters in it that will take out the hiss, and that's free. You just click the little checkbox. If depending on what audio program you have, I think they all do it. And then what about what's going on? I mean, I have a basement shop, so if the toilet flushes, guess what? I hear it going through the pipe. So if the furnace is running, I make sure the furnace is. So if there's things you can do to just keep your environment a little cleaner audio-wise, do it. That doesn't cost money. And then, yeah, the bulbs. Just get the daylight bulbs. Throw them in a lamp. No biggie. You don't got to spend crazy amounts of money. More things. So are you giving value? Like, that's the part of your. Oh, and Eloy did pass along a question about not being served up to, if YouTube doesn't serve you up, your video, and it feels like YouTube is kind of giving you the shaft. We'll touch on that. I just wanted to recognize. Thank you, Eloy, for that question. We'll get to that. Yeah. What's the value you're giving to the audience? Are you giving it to them? And the pace that you're giving it to them. Is it fast delivery? Are you droning? Are you saying a minute worth of content stretched out over to 4 minutes? Value. Your video should be entertaining, or it should be teaching the person how to do something, or both. And if you consistently deliver on that value and the pacing is good and your visuals are good, meaning things change around, you cut, or just slight turns, that's good production techniques that don't cost any money, that will hold in engagement. And
if you're wanting to get an example of what you kind of need to do in your editing, what is it they say is look for somebody that's successful and mimic it. And finding these videos that have, hundreds of thousands, millions of views, see what's actually causing that to happen. See what their editing techniques are like. See what their lighting is like. See what their audio is like. See what their personality is like in the video. Are they using background music? If they are, is it too loud? Sorry, my dogs are running through here.
See if they got dogs running in the background.
Yeah. But just try and mimic what is actually working for these people. The value that they are catering to their audience. I mean, they have an audience that likes them for some reason, and that's the kind of things that you need to stick with. Just like Shane was saying, if you're doing cooking, you need to stick to that particular audience, catering to that audience, and then offering them value after value after value of good quality content. After a while, some content tends to get a little stale, and that's a given with people that are putting videos out on a consistent basis. Sometimes they kind of run out of things to talk about.
Yeah, and the voice inflection too. Like, are you jazzed about it? Like, if what Drew said, you're just pumping stuff out. Audiences are very perceptive. They'll pick up on if you're just doing it for the grind or if you're really jazzed and enjoying yourself. I've always tried to put the excitement into the presentation of my videos, because this is a hobby for me and I love it. And whenever I stop loving it is when I'm going to stop doing videos, because I want it to always be fun as it is now. So be genuine,
And another thing, this is, some people might say, oh, I'm a full-time YouTuber, this is my job, but it's not your life. I mean, but people get on, okay, I just started my YouTube channel, I'm going to put out a video every day for 30 days or 90 weeks or whatever. You're going to get burned out very quickly. Don't say, I'm going to do a video every week or every day, because you could do that for a good while. It could get a bunch of subscribers, bunch of views, but then you're going to get burned out. Before you know it, you're going to be so tired of YouTube, so tired of editing, don't even want to do it no more. And then it's going to hurt your family. I'm not going to say no names, but I know somebody who actually had to back away from YouTube, not get out, but back away because they remember, hey, I got a family. They were forgetting about who I am. So we got to get together, pull my family back together, because YouTube is always last. So yeah, keep your life still. And this right here, it's really side notes. All right, but still keep this fun too. But if you're struggling on your family side, work with your family. Yeah, they got more than what we will have.
Work-life balance is important. Okay, let's move on to the third element, marketing. So now you've got your videos looking good. You're taking advantage of the platform. Marketing. Well, one of the things you can do marketing-wise is on the platform itself. So this sort of overlaps. And that's answer the comments. Like, if someone's commenting on your video, answer them. And if you get big, it's going to be hard to answer everything, and that's fine. YouTube has filters that could say, just show me the contents with a question mark. So if someone's asking a question, you might want to jump on those. But, put value back into the community by engaging the community and answering the questions on the platform. And then you can do many, many other marketing techniques, and I can talk for a while about those types of things. But engage your audience on the platform itself. YouTube is a social platform. It's not just a video delivery service. But yeah, get your stuff out there. We'll talk about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, doing collabs, you know, all of that. So who has some tips on marketing? So you posted your video. Now what? What do you do?
Well,
All right.
go ahead, Shane, if you want to.
Well, I was going to kind of go about what I was saying earlier when I first came on. Look at my screen here. When you actually hit this little share button on your YouTube channel, on your video, that is, this pops up. Look at this: Facebook, Twitter, no, that's Reddit. I'm sorry. Google Plus, YouTube, Pinterest. I mean, look at all of these. Go ahead and log on to each one of these. Get an account set up with them so you can share on all of this. Now, I don't got all of these logins myself. I just found out this is almost like a Russian version of Facebook. I got an account on there now. My views has gone up a little bit just because of this link right here. So yeah, you betcha I'm going to get links on all these others too. So yeah, this is a good way to get your views up is by hitting all of these. Share them with that. Go ahead, Drew.
Oh, well, I was going to say consistency is a big thing when it comes to social media, and posting on not just YouTube, but all of the things that you had pointed out, and doing it on a really consistent basis. I mean, don't let your video sit out there for days on end before you actually share it. I mean, just get on the stick as soon as it's posted, start sharing it to all of your social media, and give them in your video a call to action as well. Tell them to share it. Tell them to subscribe. That's what a lot of people tend to miss in their videos, is that they don't give them a call to action. And also, like the cards in the videos, like Matt talked about earlier, that's also another call to action to click on and to subscribe, or to go to another video that's in your library. Things of that nature help generate views, and views are what pay. Yeah. Subscribers are just kind of like a vanity number, but they help get your view counts up there because you're out there to more eyeballs, so to speak. But I tend to post on a lot of the big ones like Instagram and Facebook, because there's a generation gap when it comes to that. Facebook, a lot of older people tend to use, myself included. And then Instagram is more like the millennial versions. They tend to use that a lot more. So the more that you can get your face, your videos, your content, your value to all of those platforms, the better off you're going to be.
Mark, Lindsay, and many people in the chat, Katie, also are saying, well, when you get big, you can't answer all of them. And the comments, that is, you can't answer all of the comments. And that's true. That's true. But here's another awesome comment tip. So say you're getting big, you can't answer them all. You can go back to an older video and put the heart, the little love symbol, which is not the thumbs up. There's a thumbs up and there's a little heart. When that heart happens, emails go out to the person that you've given the heart to. So think about it. Say your video's been sitting out there 2 weeks. Someone left you a good comment. You didn't have a chance to write a reply. You don't have time to write a reply now. Boom, slap that heart on it. They get noticed. They get a notice that you did that. So that's a good thing you can do, you know, in the future after it goes live and the excitement has died down on a particular. Slap some hearts on some old comments. That's a great way to get re-engagement.
Well,
Facebook. Oh, we could talk about Facebook too.
Oh, yeah. Facebook. Well, I was going to say that I am running around 67,000 subscribers right now, and my view counts are anywhere between 10,000 and 20,000 in any given month on any given video. And I make a huge habit of trying to answer every single comment, whether it's a thank you, I appreciate it, or I answer a question if they leave it. And the thing that helps me the most is that YouTube Studio app on my phone. And I get alerts every time that I have a comment come through. I don't try and answer everything in one night. I think that's one thing that people try and do, which causes them to get a little burned out, especially if they're trying to do all of them at once. Like before you go to bed, answer, say, 10 comments on a video that you just posted. Next night, you can answer another 10. After a while, when the video's been out there a while, the comments tend to slow down. But I still get comments from, videos that I've had way past that I'll still answer using that app. It's very easy to access all of your comments that come through, and they're put in chronological order when they were posted. So even if it's an old video, it's easy to find and answer.
Yeah, that app's pretty awesome on the mobile. On the phone.
Also, another thing that I've been seeing, I'm in the woodworking group as these other two are, and I've been seeing a lot of people, they don't actually answer every question on the comment section of the YouTube channel. What they do is at the end of the week, they do what's called shop updates. And what they is talked about what they done, answer some of those questions that people asked, and then tell about what's going to happen next week. So that is a good way that you can actually get your answers, get your questions answered all at one time. If you don't want to type it out, just do something like what's called a shop update. That way, not only that person can get that answer, but everybody else can, I didn't know about that. That's a good idea. So, yeah.
The chat room's asking the name of the app again. It's YouTube Studio. So do a search in the App Store or Google Play Store for YouTube Studio. It's not the YouTube app. YouTube also has a mobile app. It's not that one. It's the YouTube Studio app.
The icon looks like a YouTube symbol with a gear, actual red gear around it.
Red gear, right here, red gear. I'll keep talking so my screen stays. That's what it looks like, red gear. All right. Let's get some platform tips. And then we'll circle back to Eloy's question. Facebook. You're posting to Facebook, don't just drop that link in the Facebook post of your video. Don't drop the URL and let it auto-generate, auto-embed. YouTube hates that. The ranking is photos get shared around a lot, and then little 15-second videos get shared around even more. So do that, and then put your link to your video either in the post alongside an image or a small video, or put it as the first comment even, because YouTube doesn't play well with people leaving their platform. I'm sorry, Facebook doesn't play well with people leaving Facebook and going to YouTube and other places.
Okay, I want to say something about that. That's a spot that I've been wanting to explore myself. I've actually been doing share to Facebook, boom, that's it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Don't do. You click that little auto button, you're shooting yourself in the foot on that specific platform. Other platforms.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and I'm wanting to change on that. I actually been looking into different ways that I can actually do better on that. And basically what you just said, what I found out, make another little video of your video. In other words, make a teaser.
Yes.
Yeah, make the teaser, put out that video onto Facebook to show a couple of seconds of your highlight of your video. Less than a minute. That's all it's got to be. And you wouldn't believe how much views you're going to get then. Have I done that yet? No, I have not. That's on my to-do list.
Yeah, I have done that once or twice on a few videos, and I did notice some view count spikes. So it is worth your time. That's the question. Do you have that time? How long have you spent editing the video that you're about to release? And if you've got the extra, say 30 minutes to make a quick 1-minute teaser, then go ahead and do it. You've already got the footage. Why not? But yeah, those other platforms, that's all they need. Even Instagram, that's all you need. Something very, very quick.
Dylan's Woodworks just made a good comment. He says you could use your thumbnail as the embedded graphic in Facebook. Yep. Yes, you can do that. However, take it up a notch. You can go a little deeper, folks. The thumbnails from YouTube are the 16:9. If you make them square, then you're taking up more real estate. So think about retooling your thumbnail to where it's completely square. Same thing for Instagram. Instagram squares work much better. That's the default aspect ratio on the Instagram platform. You can even get bold and make it portrait. There's some ratios where they're not square, they're actually taller. Then you take up even more real estate. But I think you want to stick with squares on Instagram. But still, you got it. See, you got to dive in and do these little things that could give you just a little more nudge, out there.
I do the square and the 16:9. I actually make 2 thumbnails whenever I make my thumbnails for my videos. I make one specifically for Instagram, and any other social media I can throw it on. I do that for the podcast as well. That Woodshop 101 podcast I'm a part of. So anytime that you make a thumbnail, take some time and make you a second.
Okay. A few more things. Okay. Reddit. Now, I know Reddit can be a cesspool of the internet, but it cannot be a cesspool of the internet. You can, I don't know too much about the platform, but there are eyeballs over there. Same thing with Instructables. I did a show on Instructables, and oh man, if you really dial that in, if you're doing a how-to video, how to create something, could be crafts, or it could be woodworking, whatever it is, that's a great platform. There are lots of eyeballs over there. You can embed your video and get traffic that way too. Collaborations. They're awesome. Team up with another YouTuber, and then you get the cross traffic. That's huge. And, it might be hard to get that A-list YouTuber to do a collab with a relatively unknown channel, but, any collab is better than no collab because they'll have an audience, you've got an audience, and you can cross. And if you can, this is a pro tip, if you can collab with another maker or another YouTube channel that does what you do sort of and something else, that's even better. So there's some sort of commonality, but you're not lockstep doing the exact same thing. That's a big tip too. Now, what do I mean? In the woodworking space, if you're a woodworker, you could collab with someone that does mostly metalwork and a little bit of wood. I do all wood and a little bit other things, or craft DIY stuff. If you're yarn and jewelry and there's another YouTuber out there that's wall art and little kitsch items, anyway, collabs are huge. So get out there, start talking to people, and
don't think about collaboration, meaning I can't drive 1,000 miles to go to his shop or her house to collab with them. No, you don't actually have to do that. In the woodworking community, I have seen where somebody will take a tree limb and cut it down. Then they will mail that to somebody else. He will put it on a lathe and he'll turn it into something, mail it to somebody else. They will take it and cut something off of it, mail it to somebody else. They will go and paint it. Then at the last person will put it up for auction, and then all of the money on that proceeds will go to a fundraiser. So that is a very good way to actually get a bunch of views, get a bunch of subscribers, and it's all for a good cause.
Contests get people chiming in and taking action too.
And giveaways.
Yep.
Agreed. Yeah.
All right. So Eloy Escojedo from Rockin' H Woodworks, he had the question. He's like, well, YouTube isn't serving up my content to other people on the platform. What gives? And I think the answer to that is look at it from YouTube's point of view. Okay. What signals are they taking in on the video that you've posted? Are there engagements? Are there likes? Are there dislikes? They're the same thing in Google's eyes. It's an engagement point. Someone took an action on your video. Are people commenting? Are people sharing it? You have to, if your stuff isn't being served on the YouTube platform itself the way you want, then you've got to increase the engagement on your video, and a direct call to action, actually speaking the words to the audience, do this, do this, do that, goes a long way. So think about, and then to really to really get into this, and this goes really deep, and like if you want to get featured actually on the side rail, so you're on YouTube proper on the browser and you're looking at a video and you've got the suggested stuff over on the side, or the featured stuff out on the well, let's do suggested, the suggested stuff on the side rail, then you really got to do some digging. You've got to think about the video almost before you create the video. Find a niche, look at competitors' videos, see how they're performing, and then try and outperform them. In other words, whatever your video is about, you've got to do better than the best video that's out there on that same thing. And you can look through different topics and different videos, and some things are just in the stratosphere. You don't want to chase those. But if there's something more niche that you're really good at, and so there's a whole class and a whole school of thought on how to get into the suggested up next column. And it all has to do with outperforming your performers and retention. Your stuff's not being served up there. You know what YouTube likes? YouTube likes people watching your stuff the whole way to the end. So if you're stacking a bunch of stuff at the end of your video and people are dropping off that isn't relevant to what was on the title and the thumbnail, and then that's bad too. So they want the retention. They don't want people watching the first 3 minutes and then dropping, and you have a 10-minute video and you do that consistently. That's not a good signal. So
basically, study your analytics. Your analytics give you instant feedback on your videos. And that's what I found whenever people were dropping off my videos. My analytics told me that around 7 minutes, the bar from people watching to not watching just dropped off the face of the planet right there.
Eloy says YouTube is opening doors for some and not others. Well, yeah, my sense is, from what I know about the company and what I know about what they're trying to do, they want to promote things that are on the rise. If they see something's taking off, and what's taking off, it's a million inputs, and we've covered a bunch just in the last 2 minutes. If they think you're going up, they'll accelerate you up. If they think you're stagnant, they won't touch you. If they think you're going down, they won't touch you. It's a brutal game. It really is. Will we know their exact formula? That's a closely guarded secret. But that's the best I can do for you, brother. They're looking for stuff on the rise. And if they suspect your stuff is on the rise, meaning there's good engagement, people are watching it the whole way through, they're coming back. That's another thing. Is a viewer coming back to watch your next video? And are they watching your next video? If someone watches 4 videos in a row, they might get your stuff more than John Q. Public that, is engaging every once in a while. It's just, does it happen? Yes, it happens. Why is it happening? And the best thing you can do, dial in everything we talked about. Use the platform to its fullest, use the marketing to its fullest outside of the platform, and then make your videos good. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be movie studio styles with perfect edits and perfect lighting and perfect everything. It just needs to be, everything needs to be thought about and given attention, and make it as best as you can.
And keep it clean. You got to keep it clean. Nobody wants to see you with your pants down around your knees. They don't want to hear you cursing a lot. So keep it clean, keep it funny, keep it entertaining. One thing I like to think about is, why am I on YouTube? And unfortunately, I'm not on YouTube for you. I am actually on YouTube, so my great grandkids will know who I am at this time. So I'm hoping YouTube will still be around when my great grandkids are born and then raised up to where they can get on computer. Oh, that's my grandpa right there. Wow, he actually did that back in those days. Wouldn't watching a video of your great grandma and grandpa be a lot funner than just hearing people talk about them? So that's why I'm on YouTube. I want them to know who I am. And I'm certainly ain't going to be cussing around just so they can, oh, I don't want that to be, no, that's not my grandpa. No, no. So keep it clean, keep it funny, keep it entertaining.
Deliver what your audience wants and find the audience that wants to consume your stuff and nail it. Get them coming back.
And try not to think of each video you do, try not to make it a viral video. Viral videos are one-hit wonders that you never know when it's going to go viral. So trying to purposely make one that's going to be viral, you're just wasting your time.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah, things resonate very, but the things that resonate are very odd and hard to predict. How do you explain the multitude of badly produced videos that are massive and viral? What I'm trying to get at is you need a leg up or luck of the draw. That was Eloy's comment. Well,
sometimes they get slipped through the cracks. You never know.
You know, there could be a horrible video, shaky video, but you know, maybe the way the person on camera presented themselves, maybe the way they spoke, maybe the way they engaged the audience, maybe the audience felt like, oh, that guy's talking right to me. Yeah, it's poorly lit and shaky, and you know, something they did resonated. What is that something? Tear it apart. Look at this. Look at the crap out there that's doing way better than it should. Really study it. There's probably, you can get hints as to what might be happening. Is it broad? You know, things that do well are the broad topics. When Casey Neistat did the video of that high-end plane seat, he was in first class I mean, how many people have been on a plane? Like, raise your hand. Like, it just was something everyone. It wasn't, oh, this is a motorized skateboard doing something good. Okay, not everyone's into skateboards, not everyone's in, you know, that was a very broad topic. So if you have a broad topic and you're entertaining somehow, you might, and everything else is crap, it might be viral. You know, you just, I don't know. Tough. Dude, it's all a little rigged, but all the things you mentioned are great to focus on. Well, yeah, rigged is a tough term. I don't think there's any malevolence behind the scenes. I don't think there's a dictator saying, I'm going to nudge this thing more popular. It's all Python scripts. It's all code. You know, they don't have enough manpower to kind of nudge. It feels, yeah, it's all algorithms. And the best thing you can do is get the signals up, get the engagement up, follow the advice we've given you here, and be consistent about it. You know, does your channel have 10 different things going on? You know, maybe that's the problem. If you have 4 videos that are about the same thing, that's much better than a video that's trying, or a channel that's trying to do a whole bunch of different topics, you know, because you want to serve up that next thing that's similar to what the person liked the first time. Don't think that's a big problem on the woodworking people, but you know, who knows, other channels.
And another thing that helps your suggested stuff is creating playlists. That's something I learned was creating playlists helps you get on that suggested and recommended sidebar on YouTube.
Think of it this way: the engineers, that's another URL. You make a video, there's a unique URL. You make a playlist, guess what? Unique URL. That matters. It doesn't matter to me. Like, what do I care? But it matters to the platform. So that should matter to you. Great. And I was going to mention, I forgot that. Drew. Awesome.
You're welcome.
Shane, I
But, yeah.
think we've kind of hit the main points here.
Yeah,
Just it's a kick in the pants, and I'm in the unique situation. I got kicked out of the program, or I got the warning I was going to be kicked out of the program, and I made it by the skin of my teeth, and I'm in the partner program now. So I felt it. I felt that kick in the. People who are monetized and not monetized. I was going through that.
My second channel got demonetized. Just my little shop update, Rockin' Moments, it got demonetized. But
yeah, it's
that's touching back on consistency. I didn't really, put that much out on that channel. I didn't keep it active as much as I should have. But I can still post on it. I just won't get paid for it.
YouTube has a lot of smart people. Very, very smart people. They are really thinking about this. And, the advertisers say you're favoring the creators. The creators say you're favoring the advertisers. But believe me, they are real people. They want what's best for users, not for shareholders. It's a pretty awesome company. Here's a fun story.
Nothing right now is set in stone. YouTube has just started doing this right here format. They was about to do something a different, totally different, and that got canned. I think Patreon was about to do something totally different. They canned that at the last moment. So trust me, when you get used to this platform, it's going to change again. Might change for the better, might change for the worse. We don't know yet. We're hoping it'll change for the better. But right now, let's just roll with the flow right now. Take this video, learn what we given you here tonight, and hopefully that'll help you grow your channel. If not, maybe we need to look into a different area. Don't just take our advice. There's a lot of different YouTube channels out there. Video creators is one I really like watching. There's a bunch of people out there who can teach you how to grow your channel and get the views you need. But this is just one little video that we decided to put together for each and every one of y'all out there. Now, Drew and Matt, I do appreciate y'all coming on here tonight and taking your time here for all of us out here. And hopefully we actually learned something. I know I learned a lot from y'all tonight. Again, I do really appreciate that. And each and every one of y'all that's out in the chat room, I'm sorry I didn't get out there all that much. I honestly told Matt and Drew that I was going to be moderating the chat room tonight, but that's actually hard to do. So, Matt, thank you for that, Matt. Appreciate that.
Hey, but, all good. We got to get a boom in before we go. Hey, Drew.
Yes, we do. Yes. Again,
we can sign off with that.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for watching us tonight. Thank you again, Matt and Drew, for your insights. And my name is Shane. Again, you can find me at Shane's Hobby Shop. I even got my own webpage, shaneshobbyshop.com. Go ahead and go and check me out. Matt, where can we find you at?
Awesome Wood Things on Facebook and YouTube. And give Shane a like on this video, please.
Oh, speaking of that, yes, I did see somebody saying, well, we don't know how many don't have a like counter up here. That's because I turned them off. That's one thing you really don't need to concentrate on. Your like, your thumbs up, thumbs down. You wouldn't believe that if you see a thumbs down on your video, that will tear you up. It really will. But it really don't matter. So I turned them off. But still, I would still like to have those thumbs up. But I just turn them off so I won't see them because, I don't need that headache because it don't really matter. Get those views. All right, Drew, how can we find you? And go ahead and sign us out.
All right. Well, my name is Drew Short. I'm Rockin' H Woodshop. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook are the main ones. I'm also on Twitter under RH Woodshop. Just searching my name on Google, you'll find just about anything that you want about me. My website is rhwoodshop.com. And pretty much wraps it up for me. So Shane, I want to thank you very much for having us on here. Matt, it was a pleasure talking to you as well. And be sure and like this video. Be sure and share it around for people that you know are getting started in YouTube. I'm sure they would love to listen to some of this advice. So once again, thank you all very much for listening. We will talk to you next time. So 1, 2, 3.
Boom!